In the heart of San Francisco, in the business district of Soma, is where the rich inhabitants of the city gather for tonight's event.
Tonight is the opening of 181 Fremont, San Francisco's new super luxury tower. Should be an exciting evening.
Joel Goodrich, 60 years old, is the king of real estate in San Francisco, specializing in luxury properties. This residential tower is the tallest on the west coast of the United States. It's over 820 feet high and has 54 floors. The real estate agent has been invited to its inauguration.
Hi, if everyone could start to gather around, we're going to get going.
For this occasion, the city's elite has gathered together for champagne and petit fours.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, well, this is like an exciting day. Absolutely unbelievable. Yes.
Apartments in the building go for no less than $6 million. They're reserved for the very, very rich.
We have a lot of San Francisco society here, people who've been here for generations and very involved in our cultural institutions. I see a lot of people from the tech world, some of the CEOs and the younger founders of companies.
What clients are buying is a breathtaking view of San Francisco Bay. It's one of the most beautiful panoramas in the world, with its dizzyingly high bridges and maritime traffic. The building has become the favorite of next-gen 3.0 businessmen, such is the case with Bob Pritt and his friend. He runs an investment fund specializing in high technology.
What a view.
Yeah, it's nice. You can see the airplanes landing in Oakland. You can see the planes landing at SFO, everything going on in the bay.
The buyer pays to see San Francisco from all angles, and also for the prestige.
The 50 floors down is Instagram, and right next door, I understand Facebook just took the entire building. So there's a lot of young people, there's a lot of activity going on. It's exciting, it's an exciting place to live.
The San Francisco Bay Area has 103 billionaires currently, and out of the top 10, 7 of those are technology.
San Francisco is well known as the postcard city of the United States. Who doesn't know the Golden Gate Bridge? The city center skyline with its pyramid-shaped skyscraper. Alcatraz, the island prison now disused and converted into a museum. San Francisco is also home to its famous sloping streets, which delight the tourists. A hippie neighborhood which has become the symbol of the 60s. Beaches for surfing just a stroll away from offices. The city is also famous for its yoga, being vegan, super cool, and marijuana friendly.
This is for your animal, your pets, so you would give this to your dog or cat.
And the LGBT district of Castro is known around the world. But today, everything's changed. The city is now famous because it's become the technology and innovation capital of the world of tomorrow.
All of a sudden, people were like, huh, what do these guys do? We were sort of the biggest trafficking website that no one had ever heard of.
It's here in Silicon Valley, which is 62 miles wide, that the web giants Google, Apple, and Facebook were born. Hippies have gone way to engineers and golden boys.
Ici, un bon ingénieur, c'est facile $200 000 par an.
The most original entrepreneurs make their fortunes in just a few years.
See, this is an actual replica of a Tutankhamun throne.
Wages have skyrocketed, and careers can take off in just a few months.
On a levé $3 millions. Un an après, on a levé $10 millions. Un an et demi après, on a levé $66 millions.
However, on its sidewalks, San Francisco is the city with the highest concentration of poverty in the United States.
If they get violent, I just gotta protect myself, get away from the situation, and call the police. Excuse me, can you back up?
A survey of the 3.0 capital of the United States. Oakland is a suburban town on the other side of the San Francisco Bay. It's 8:30 a.m. Joachim is an engineer from France. It's a typical day in his life. He was born in Paris, in Montreuil 30 years ago. He came to San Francisco in 2008 after studying engineering. He works 6 miles away from the city center, but has settled here in the outskirts, in the bohemian suburbs. He doesn't have a choice.
Les prix des apparts sont très chers à San Francisco, location surtout, c'est vraiment hors de prix. Ici à Oakland, c'est un peu mieux. Du coup, il y a beaucoup de gens qui travaillent à SF qui ont fait l'exode à Oakland.
Every morning, he has a 30-minute subway ride. Around him are many young computer scientists who can't afford to live in the city center. Our destination is the district of Soma, a new business district of San Francisco. This is where most of the newest technology companies are located. Pinterest, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Joachim works for Twitch.
C'est ici, c'est là que je bosse. On peut le voir. Notre petit logo là en plein milieu de SF.
Twitch. The name may not tell you much. Twitch is the world leader in video streaming sites. This web giant has just inaugurated its brand new headquarters in place of the former San Francisco Stock Exchange. Tourists come to take pictures of the 9-story glass and steel building, even at the entrance. The building houses 1,000 employees.
Hey guys.
The average age is under 30 years old. And they have no uniform. You can even come to work with your pet.
Oh, she's scared of the camera.
They work in large open spaces decorated with comics and gaming monitors.
These are all different.
On the ground floor, there are 4 video game rooms. Cold beverages and candy bars are provided for all the offices, free of charge. As with most startups in the city, the canteen is also free, even on the weekends.
Donc voilà. Plus comme ça, je perds pas de temps, comme je suis un peu tard le matin. Je me prends juste un comme ça. Celle-là, c'est jambon fromage, une tuerie. Incroyable. Hop, prends ça. C'est vrai qu'ils font tout pour que tu restes le plus longtemps au boulot possible. Beaucoup de gens en fait déménagent à San Francisco pour travailler dans une de ces boîtes. Et souvent, c'est des jeunes, il y a souvent célibataires, ils passent la plupart de leur temps au boulot. Évidemment, ils ont tout ici, ils ont des potes, ils peuvent jouer, ils peuvent manger. Dans leur maison, leur frigo, il est vide.
Since the 1960s, San Francisco has been a pioneer for gender equality and sexual freedom. A culture that is reflected even in the restrooms of the company.
On juge personne ici, donc si t'as pas envie de choisir homme ou femme, eh ben, t'as une troisième solution. Comme ça, tout le monde est content.
Joachim works on the 8th floor, the engineering floor.
Alors, le matin, je fais un effort, je m'assois pas tout de suite. Ça, c'est un petit luxe qu'on a ici, c'est qu'on peut choisir de bosser debout ou assis. Et il paraît que c'est bon de bosser debout. Je vais me faire ça un peu le matin.
Among his colleagues, there are all sorts of nationalities.
Tout le monde vient d'un peu partout. Espagne, Canada, Portugal. Where are you from? I was waiting for that. I'm like, Pakistan. Pakistan, there you go. And one American. California.
Twitch is a website which allows you to watch players while they are playing video games. We call these players streamers. Each player has his own web TV, and this is what it looks like. The full screen of the game itself, and in the corner on the left, the streamer playing.
Yeah, Daybreak, love it! I love it!
The streamer takes the stage and comments on his achievements. To be part of this community, fans must pay a subscription of $4.99 a month. In addition, Twitch slips in its advertising channels. It's a gold mine for the player, but especially for the company, which receives more than 60% of the advertising revenue. Twitch boasts 50 million subscribers worldwide. The site is a must-have for users ranging from 15 to 35 years old. The man who has created this gaming empire has given us a moment of his time. His name is Kevin Lin, 36 years old, and is in the middle of a Street Fighter match with his director of public relations.
That's how we do it on the west side. I'm letting him win because he's the boss. Because you think I normally play this bad? No, it's
We try. I mean, we make sure everyone's got everything they need as a staff member, as a part of the team, and to play whatever games they want. We have this arcade with arcade machines. We've got consoles. We've got a lot of old consoles. So Smash Brothers is still a very popular game here. You can hear the clickety-clack of people playing Smash pretty much all throughout the day.
The company is at the forefront of 21st century management. Kevin Lin doesn't have his own office.
Are we going up to 6?
And to conduct the interview,
So I'm gonna go here.
it takes place in a simple meeting room, surrounded by his teams.
Moved to San Francisco actually for a beverage company back in 2006, and then ended up in tech, as most people here do, when Michael, Justin, and Emmett drove across country from Boston after graduation and decided to start Justin TV.
Twitch is the story of 4 friends who are passionate about video games. Kevin Lin is the second on the right. For fun, they filmed and streamed live on the internet. This included highlights from their best player, Justin Khan. Their streaming service became Justin TV. The success was immediate among the players.
Everybody, this is Rachel here with Cybersports Network, and behind me is the crew of Justin.tv. If you're anybody on the internet in gaming, you know about Justin TV.
We built commercial breaks, and that allows the streamers to hit a button whenever there's a break. So when they're lobbying, when they decide to take a break and go get some food, or otherwise they can just run a commercial, and then they earn revenue from that commercial. And I joined in 2008.
The player is not the only one who makes money.
So Michael took a company called Social.
Kevin Lin shows us on the whiteboard what came next.
So 2011.
In 2011, Justin TV became Twitch. Kevin Lin and his friends started being approached by the very big companies.
Justin TV website. We started, all these articles started popping up where we would show up amongst people like Amazon, Apple, Netflix, HBO, in terms of amount of traffic that we were pushing on the internet. And all of a sudden people were like, what do these guys do? We were sort of the biggest trafficking website that no one had ever heard of. And that brought a lot of attention to the company too. And then a bunch of companies started approaching us about potentially an acquisition.
Google and Amazon. For several months, Twitch raised the stakes between the candidates. In August 2014, finally the leader of online sales, Amazon, won the rights for the sum of $970 million.
Did you remember the day when you received the mail to say, okay, I want to buy $1 billion, your company?
Oh, never would have imagined it. It was weird. It was crazy. We never expected it. We're a video company focused on the games industry at the time with ambitions to branch out of the games industry. They were trying to get into the game space. A lot of game companies use AWS, so they were trying to build more services for them. So it made a lot of sense. Cool. All right. Yep.
After 25 minutes on the dot, the interview ends. An appointment is made for the next day, at TwichtCon, an annual convention for Twitch users organized by the company. We're just a few miles outside of San Francisco in San Jose. In the queue, some are cosplaying as video game heroes. For 2 days a year, 50,000 Twitch users come here to play and meet their idols, the professional players. For Joachim, the French engineer, it is a moment he won't miss for the world.
C'est l'occasion, une fois par an comme ça, pour les viewers, en fait, de rencontrer leurs idoles qui regardent tous les jours sur leur téléphone ou sur l'ordi. Et c'est assez magique de finalement les voir en chair et en os et de pouvoir partager un petit moment avec eux.
You have to register and sometimes wait in hour-long lines to spend a minute with your favorite player. This young woman is called Ava GG. This is her streaming platform. Here she is when she plays. And that's how she goes on stage. She has 355,000 followers.
Entertainment business. Some people are gonna do well, some people are gonna try and just never make it, you know, it's just, yeah, you do have to work hard. Not everyone makes a shit ton of money on Twitch, that's for sure.
Can you tell me how much the money you make a month?
No, I don't want to talk about that.
Okay. We learn about the earnings of this neon-haired player, Ninja, the world's #1 streamer with 12 million followers.
Oh, fantastic. It's been pretty fun.
Right down the middle.
Ninja is 27 years old and earns over $1 million a month playing in front of Twitch's cameras.
2,400,000 unique viewers. That's incredible, man. You guys are amazing.
Now an international star well beyond video game amateurs, this year, Ninja hosts the annual New Year's Eve show in Times Square in New York, an event normally reserved for the biggest names in showbiz. The man behind this business goes totally unnoticed. Incognito, the big boss, Kevin Lin, gives us the owner's tour. And on the way, greets some old acquaintances.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Do that. We're also here.
Oh my God, I love this. So Kelly's been streaming on Twitch for a while.
Yeah.
Used to do games and then moved into art.
I streamed art on Justin.
Yeah. Way back in the days. That was like 8 years ago.
Yeah, like, just like...
Kelly Toki is a video game illustrator. She's been part of the Twitch adventure since day one.
We were a bunch of kids running around at after parties and during events and being like...
Sharing ideas, trying to figure it out.
And just like shoot the shit and have fun with each other and make new friends. And like,
yeah,
now it's like this billion-dollar industry and you're like, what the fuck happened?
Suddenly.
I do think it's worth that. Like, I get it. Like, the access to youth culture is something that Amazon was like, I need that.
All right, see you. Thanks, y'all.
According to our estimates, Kevin and his associates pocketed nearly $125 million each for selling their business. An example which has given the idea to many people in California. In the San Francisco area, there are over 60,000 French people. 20,000 work in technology. Among them, there is one who has risen faster in the ranks than any of the others. Her name is Mathilde Collins, and she's 29 years old. Although she may give the appearance of a student, this young woman is extraordinary. She is at the head of one of the most famous companies in the region, Front. She's also from Paris and started in San Francisco from scratch. Her luck is that investors quickly believed in her.
Je suis arrivée il y a 4 ans. Je suis allée dans un accélérateur qui s'appelle Y Combinator. On est resté 3 mois. Après les 3 mois, on a levé 3 millions de dollars. 1 an après, on a levé 10 millions de dollars. 1 an et demi après, on a levé 66 millions de dollars.
Mathilde came to California with a simple idea. She invented a new messaging software that she sells to businesses. It allows you to be centralized using a single inbox, SMS, emails, Twitter, or Facebook.
L'email n'a pas évolué ces 10 dernières années et donc nous on a décidé de recréer une solution mail mais spécifiquement pour le monde d'aujourd'hui qui est collaboratif, qui est intégré, qui est multicanal. Donc on utilise l'email, mais on utilise aussi Twitter, Facebook, etc. Et donc on a tout ça en un seul logiciel. Ça cartonne. Il y a des milliers d'entreprises qui l'utilisent et qui sont contentes de l'utiliser.
Being at the top with her degree from HEC Paris, she aims for nothing less than Gmail and Outlook. In other words, Google and Microsoft.
Okay.
Like at Twitch, everything happens in open spaces, except that here, there's only one. Her offices still house more than 80 people, engineers or those from business school. Her success is hailed by the economic press. L'Echo in France, Forbes in the United States, and even Elle magazine devoted an article to her. This young woman even received congratulations written by President Barack Obama. At her office, there's no playroom or pinball. Her thing is Legos.
L'histoire des Lego, c'est qu'à chaque fois que quelqu'un de nouveau rejoint l'équipe, la personne peut choisir le Lego qu'il veut et ensuite le construire avec d'autres personnes de l'équipe. Et donc c'est un moyen qu'on a trouvé pour que la personne qui vient d'arriver chez Front puisse collaborer avec des personnes de l'équipe de manière un peu ludique. Et ensuite les Lego, on les met ici et tout le monde peut les voir. Le premier c'est le mien et le premier c'est ce minivan Volkswagen que vous voyez ici, que j'ai construit il y a plus de 4 ans maintenant.
Et le dernier?
Le dernier, je ne sais plus. Un des derniers, c'est ce Taj Mahal qui est un des plus gros Lego qui existent sur Terre, qui nous a pris à peu près 6 mois à construire. J'aimais les Lego quand j'étais enfant et je n'ai jamais vraiment grandi.
But when it comes to work, this young boss has grown a lot. Every Monday morning at 8:30 a.m., the week begins with a motivational speech for the troops.
The survey was, when is the next offsite? So the answer is, I don't know. So the thing that I want to highlight is offsites are conditional to the good health and the good results of the company. And so assuming everything goes well, then what we want to do is to try to have 2 offsites a year. So that's the goal, and we'll keep you posted in the coming month. You're freaking out. She knew it.
In public, the young boss is all smiles with her team. However, the less efficient employees should watch out. More severe talks take place in little booths dedicated to private conversations. To be sure that they give their maximum, the company performance is displayed in real time on these screens.
On a des objectifs tous les trimestres et ce tableau de bord nous permet de savoir si on est en retard ou en avance sur nos objectifs. Donc ici, il y a une ligne bleue, une ligne jaune. Si on est au-dessus avec la ligne bleue, ça veut dire qu'on est en avance. Si on est en dessous, ça veut dire qu'on est en retard. Donc là, on est en train de faire nos objectifs. C'est pas pour leur mettre la pression, c'est vraiment pour que tout le monde sache pourquoi ils sont en train de travailler, au rythme auquel ils sont en train de travailler.
She also knows how to reward the best in the class.
Voilà le trophée.
She invented a trophy specifically dedicated to this, in Lego.
Whitney is the Employee of the Week. Why are you Employee of the Week? And please hold that.
Oh. Mostly I'm working with a new market that we just started working with, emerging business, and I'm doing a lot of outreach to them and focusing on webinars, which are a new thing that we're doing. So if you want to learn front, come to one of my webinars.
Great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
It was perfect. You've set a really high bar.
Oh.
To me.
The success model of this young Frenchwoman is more or less like Google's. 19 miles from downtown San Francisco is Silicon Valley. It's the heart of California's new wealth. Thousands of hectares of offices. It's here that Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and Tesla were born. They're called GAFA. The top spot goes to Google. Its head office, the Googleplex in Mountain View, spans more than 20 hectares and has more than 11,000 employees. To attract the best engineers in the world, the company has created its own small town, in which one can move around by bike and can even play beach volleyball during their lunch break. There are also shuttles for employees. To show off its power, once a year the web giant organizes an exceptional event, the Google I.O. The boss, Sundar Pichai, opens this convention in person in front of 6,000 supercharged engineers.
Thank you for joining us. We can talk about all the progress since last year's I.O.
We found Joachim, our French engineer with Twitch. He comes here every year.
On a plein d'informations sur les nouvelles choses qui sortent, les nouvelles technos, tous les nouveaux produits. Là, on a une nouvelle version d'Android qui vient d'annoncer. Elle est fantastique. Moi, je suis super excité. À chaque fois, on sort de là, on a envie de faire des applis, on a envie de faire des projets, on a envie de croquer le monde un peu.
These bubbles are home to workshops and Google's latest finds in robotics. This is the case with these strange artificial flowers that react according to the emotions of those who watch them. Or this funny robot against which Joachim plays rock, paper, scissors.
So it did scissors when you did paper? That's it, 2-1? Nice, that's good, that's a cool project.
To improve the Twitch site, Joachim needs to know everything about Google's latest finds.
Hi,
This engineer is a specialist in augmented reality, a technology that allows you to integrate 3D into your phone.
Yeah. I'm excited for the shared.
So this is fine.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Tu vois le plan, et du coup, ça c'est complètement interactif. Pardon. Tu peux voir la forme bouger. Donc tu peux imaginer ça avec un poster du nouveau film qui va sortir. Et bam, c'est le héros qui sort et qui te dit « viens voir !» Ici, on vit déjà dans le monde de demain. Quand j'étais en France et je voyais les nouveaux produits sortir, les nouvelles startups, etc., j'avais toujours l'impression d'être un peu derrière, d'être un peu en retard. Alors qu'ici, on est au front, on est les premiers. On invente les choses ici.
But Joachim comes every year mostly to see one of his friends.
Ok, mon pote m'a répondu, on va aller le voir. Il est en train de se préparer là pour son talk, mais je pense qu'on peut lui faire un petit coco.
His name is Romain Guy, and he's doing a show on the big stage. Having arrived 12 years ago for an internship in San Francisco, today he's a senior executive of Google. The two men have known each other since their arrival in San Francisco.
160 pages. Ça fait longtemps que je suis et que je regarde des trucs où je suis toujours impressionné de autant de savoir que tu as. Et du coup, quand je suis arrivé ici, comme on est français, voilà, on se retrouve, etc. Du coup, on a discuté et voilà, maintenant on est potes. Et donc c'est vraiment sympa.
Étant en charge d'équipe chez Google et ce genre de choses, moi j'ai plus trop les mains dans le code, enfin un peu moins qu'avant. Donc je viens surtout présenter les choses qu'ont fait les autres, mes collègues qui restent au travail et qui ont fait tout le gros boulot en fait. Et c'est aussi une façon pour nous d'inspirer les développeurs, ça se dit en français ça?
Ouais, complètement.
Je vais faire mon Jean-Claude Romain.
To inspire, but especially to poach, every year Romain Guy tries to convince his friend to join him at Google.
Je veux pas...
C'est trop loin de San Francisco. Je peux pas te dire, ça prend 2 heures de venir ici. Non, mais c'est toujours... Google, c'est toujours un rêve pour les ingénieurs. Mais le truc qui est bien à la Silicon Valley, c'est qu'il y a plein d'autres boîtes et des trucs très intéressants et peut-être un peu plus petits en tant qu'échelle.
Donc il faut que tu avoues, c'est juste que tu adores jouer et donc c'est pour ça que tu es chez Twitch.
Et moi, je suis dans une boîte qui me
Monsieur veut faire des jeux vidéo.
Complètement. Donc moi, je me plais très bien là où je suis.
Apparently, Joachim doesn't want to transfer to Google right now. In Silicon Valley, you can climb very high on the ladder very quickly. One can lose everything, but also be reborn from the ashes. Naveen Jain is a former senior executive of Microsoft, Bill Gates' company. Today, he is one of the mega bosses of Silicon Valley. He's 58 years old and from India, and every morning after taking a tour in his Ferrari, he starts his workday with a prayer.
it's not about praying, it's about really finding happiness inside you. It's about finding the peace, because when you can fall in love with yourself, you can love the world.
He likes calmness and meditation. But Naveen Jain also likes everything shiny.
So we have the Polynesian tiki torches, we have these palm trees, and we have these beautiful Italian marble statues, and it just gives you a feeling of being in a calm and a quiet place. So that's actually a replica of a Tutankhamun chair, a Tutankhamun throne, and that's an actual replica. I think there are only very few in the world that are ever made.
One of his passions is space. Just go through the door of his office upstairs. Located everywhere, there are models of spaceships, and more particularly fragments of rocks from everywhere in the galaxy.
This is just iron meteorite that fell in Russia. If you just try to even lift them, very heavy. 25 at least.
Naveen is passionate about everything that comes from the universe, but not only that. There he is posing for a photo with his billionaire friends, Warren Buffett, Richard Branson, and Elon Musk. In his office, there's even a picture of his family with George and Laura Bush. On the internet, Naveen Jain has created a website dedicated to his own glory, naveenjain.com. He presents his best interviews and delivers his words of wisdom, like this one. Humility is the key to success, before listing the awards he has received. There's even a link to a movie about his life. How to become a billionaire.
How to be a billionaire.
In reality, his biography is more controversial.
Hello, I'm Bill Gates, chairman of Microsoft.
In the 90s, next to Bill Gates, he was one of the bosses of Microsoft and one of the inventors of Windows. He then started his own business and created InfoSpace, one of the first companies to provide content for mobile phones. After rapid growth, his company went bankrupt, and he was convicted of having cheated his shareholders. Today, he's found a new hobby, the health business.
No one ever has to suffer. No one ever has to die from cancer. No one has to suffer through all of the chronic diseases, whether people losing their memory to dementia or people constantly suffering with diabetes or autoimmune diseases. And we can't wait for that world. And we are going to do it together.
Naveen Jain has set up offices in Mountain View, close to Google and Facebook. His company is called Viome. He goes there once a week.
Miss Helen, how are you?
Hey, Naveen. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good timing. We have a video conference.
The billionaire is surfing on a very fashionable idea, the secrets of our gut. He offers to analyze your excrement to establish a kind of medical ID card for your body. He is surrounded by several doctors and researchers specializing in intestinal macrobiotic medicine. The idea is not easy to sell, so he's working on the imaging and the packaging.
All right.
Good. Show me what's going on.
So I wanted to show you, this is our new kit, right, that we want to launch here by end of March.
Ah, that's really nice. I like the magnetic part. I really like this. This is very good. I love the color too.
Yeah. And then inside we will have the gut intelligence kit.
All someone has to do is open this tube, take a tiny bit swab of stool, put it in this tube, shake it up, and put in a prepaid envelope and send it to us. Imagine that tiny piece of stool will tell us everything what is happening inside your body, what organisms are there and what they're doing. But we tell you exactly what that means. That means we can tell you what food are your superfoods, what food are your kryptonites.
Everything is done on the internet. For $399, you'll receive the diagnosis and prescription on your smartphone. Today, Naveen Jain is meeting with big investors interested in joining his adventure. His wife will accompany him.
Bro, how are you, man? Good to see you.
I've been very well.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Oh, great to see you.
The billionaire has a meeting 600 miles from San Francisco. He has rented a jet for the occasion. The destination is the New Mexico desert, Los Alamos. Los Alamos is famous for having sheltered American nuclear tests during the 40s and 50s. Today, it is where one of the largest centers of medical research in the United States and in the world is located. Here, Naveen Jain has installed his medical laboratory. It's here that he has his meeting with a representative of one of the largest cosmetic laboratories in the world, Beiersdorf, the owner of the Nivea brand.
That's this is Dr. Growth, Incan Growth, and she's visiting us just to look at a potential partnership. And at this point, it's very early stage.
I looked at companies that do interesting stuff in terms of microbiology and microbiome, and so that's how we connected. So I contacted him through LinkedIn, and he was right away getting back to me, and we were talking, and so now we're here.
Oh my God, today's catch has arrived.
So these are the samples?
Fresh poop from our customers. So you can see we have lots and lots of samples. So this one is from Canada? Ontario, Canada. That's probably from somewhere else. United Kingdom.
Every day, the company receives about 100 of these envelopes full of excrement from around the world. To reassure the representative about his credibility, Naveen presents to her his latest medical laboratory.
Hello.
His goal is to link the German beauty group to this less glamorous business.
If I was the CEO of your company, here's what I would do. You do both ways. You do inside out and you do outside in, right? So outside in is what I would call temporary solution. And you do inside out as a permanent solution. And then outside in, the cosmetics become simply the maintenance.
Yeah.
So you fix the root cause.
Yeah.
And
At the end of the visit, it's time to talk business.
Can we cut that out?
Yeah.
Yes. I think this is where we have a private.
For 2 hours, Naveen talks in detail about his plan for partnership with the German brand. And apparently, he is convincing.
Yeah, Naveen is very impressive. So he's such a passionate guy, and he loves what he does, and it's very contagious. So as soon as you talk to him, you're infected and want to do it as well. Yeah, there you go.
According to our information, the negotiations between Viome and the Beiersdorf group have not yet been concluded. Back to San Francisco. In the world of new technologies, it's not enough to have a good idea. You have to know how to sell it. Today, that's the first concern of Mathilde Collins, the young French boss.
Donc là, on a une réunion de 3 heures avec une agence de PR qui va nous aider à parler au mieux de Front. Donc c'est une agence qui a aidé des boîtes comme Amazon, Lyft, Airbnb, Facebook, Instagram, parler de ce qu'elles font. La directrice de l'agence a voulu travailler avec nous parce que, d'une part, je pense qu'on est une équipe avec laquelle elle se voyait bien travailler, et d'autre part, parce qu'elle a vu le potentiel du produit. En fait, cette agence utilise Front.
Becky Porter is one of the leading stars in the technology industry. But when Mathilde Collins enters the room, she gets everyone's attention.
Hi, Ariana. Hi, Mathilde. So nice to meet you. Kimmy. Nice to meet you. Good to see you.
Hey, how are you? Good, how are you?
Everyone has something to eat.
Mathilde is extremely thoughtful. She's a total rock star. I think that her identity in San Francisco is really well known as somebody that is starting to kind of break through into a market that is currently in need of some disruption. So it's really an exciting time, and we're excited to work with the team.
Thank you.
Mathilde, je me trompe ou vous avez rougi? Ça vous fait plaisir qu'on vous complimente de cette façon?
Ça me fait plaisir.
For 2 hours, the communicators and Mathilde will brainstorm new ideas. Every word is weighed and considered in every way. Mathilde doesn't know what she wants yet, but she already knows what she doesn't want.
So I don't like any of them. Like, I don't think that joy is necessarily, like, I think it's good, but that's not why, because that would be just focused on the emotion, and as we've mentioned a few times, I think achieving impact part is also super important.
I think that we can definitely evolve this and give you guys some options that fall within, the field that we're focused in on now. I think we were able to narrow the field of vision. Yeah.
Cool.
So
perfect.
The communicator is a little peeved. She will have to try again next week with new proposals.
C'est hyper important parce que tous les gens qui vont écouter notre message, que ce soit des potentiels clients, des potentiels investisseurs, des potentiels recrues, ils entendent toute la journée des idées de boîte. Et je pense que d'être impactant en quelques mots, ça va nous permettre d'avoir les meilleurs clients, les meilleurs recrues et les meilleurs investisseurs.
At Mathilde's office, the day often ends with music. The boss is rather active playing football.
Je vais faire un match de foot, donc on a maintenant une équipe de foot puisqu'on est assez grand pour avoir quelques joueurs pour jouer tous les lundis et c'est notre dernier match de la saison.
After work, she heads towards the largest park in the city, Golden Gate Park.
Cyril is amazing.
Mathilde's company participates every Monday in a football tournament that pits the city's startups against each other.
Innocent purpose, Cohen. Shit. En plus, Laurie, il a reprise de voler.
Even in football, the boss takes it very serious.
On joue contre Twitch, qu'on a déjà rencontré. On a fait match nul, donc ce soir, on espère gagner.
Tonight, after a tough game, her team won 2-0 against Twitch. Mathilde intends to make a living in this 3.0 paradise. She lives in the upscale neighborhood of Haight-Ashbury, and this Sunday she's cooking a barbecue to prepare for her wedding in San Francisco.
On a un verre de trop? Parfait. Ok, bah laisse-le quand même.
This is an important day. Her dad has come from France to help her choose the wines.
On ne regardera pas dessous, c'est interdit.
Aujourd'hui, on va faire un barbecue avec nos amis et on va en profiter pour déguster les vins du mariage. Parce que Cyril et moi, qui habitons ici depuis 4 ans, avons décidé de nous marier en Californie.
Her fiancé, Cyril, is there, of course.
C'est pas du vin californien.
He's a French guy who went to HEC like her and one of her employees.
Mais pas celui-là.
Cache ta feuille.
Cyril.
Non, le vin sera américain. Le vin américain a assez mauvaise presse en France et nous on fait venir beaucoup de Français à notre mariage. Donc on aimerait un petit peu casser cette image et montrer qu'ils savent faire du vin pas mal aussi ici.
A French wedding with an American style. Mathilde has planned the banquet for next summer. On the residential heights of Nob Hill, close to the business district at the other end of the city, we see the real estate mogul, Joel Goodrich, in his apartment. His view is breathtaking. The decor as well.
This apartment has been published twice. The last time the headline was Versace meets Versailles in the sky. We created some of the architecture that's very classic. You have the Ionic columns, you have moldings that are very classic. These are painted the same way as one of the rooms at the Louvre Museum. The dining room, it was really designed to be a nighttime apartment. There's a lot of glitter and gold.
In San Francisco, nobody knows luxury real estate better than Joel. This former figure skater and model in his youth has accumulated close to $750 million in sales.
We have some very high prices here in San Francisco. Apartments are selling for $30 million and some of the larger homes for $40 million. Okay.
Luxury real estate is a very competitive market, so to stay at number one, Joel must constantly generate the buzz. Tonight, Joel is hosting a party in a posh neighborhood house in Nob Hill, which he hopes to sell for $12 million. Here it is. The building is huge. It is decorated with artistic stained glass and equipped with a private cinema. It used to belong to Oscar winner Nicolas Cage. The real estate agent has hired a decorator and bought furniture especially for this evening. His goal is to make the party memorable.
So welcome for a very glamorous evening. My colleague Ann and I would like to welcome you. We have a lot of things going on this evening. We're going to have a beautiful fashion show by one of the top emerging designers.
The king of real estate has even paid for a little show presented by professional models. He personally invited all those in his little black book. The jet setters, the rich locals, and influencers.
Comment vas-tu?
Fashionably late.
Yes, well, it was worth waiting for. Look at you. You know Mr. Holbush, Ted, Valerie. Hi, how are you?
Among the guests tonight is Valerie Orsoni, a Frenchwoman who's been living in San Francisco for 17 years, a sports coach for billionaires and well-known on social networks.
Je me sens bien parce que j'ai une jolie robe. Ça tient pas grand-chose parfois le bonheur, ça fait superficiel. Et en plus, bien, Mathilde, la danseuse étoile du ballet de San Francisco, qui est française en plus, donc voilà.
In total, Joel will have spent nearly $200,000 to organize this evening.
So we expose the house to a lot of very high net worth people, a lot of very social people, and they're going to spread the word. It's better than any advertising could ever be. We have a couple people that have asked more details and want a private tour. Someone can spend $10 million on a diamond necklace, they can spend $12 million on a house.
The Frenchwoman, Valerie Orsoni, is known among the jet-setting group of San Francisco because she has a very popular blog. She is a pioneer of new ways of life in the city, like here in her apartment.
C'est un caisson à infrarouge qu'on appelle long spectre, qui est large spectre plutôt, qui permet à la chaleur, aux infrarouges, de pénétrer très profondément dans les tissus. Et donc ça va me permettre de me relaxer, de libérer beaucoup de toxines, et puis surtout de me tenir prisonnière avec mes mains dedans, donc pas de réseaux sociaux pendant 30 minutes.
She lives in a huge loft in the Bohemian section of the Mission District. She feels at home everywhere in San Francisco, or almost. Her concern right now is her neighborhood. San Francisco is not only home to rich people, it has nearly 10,000 homeless people wandering among locals, tourists, and luxury chains. They live mostly in tents, attracted by the climate and the city's tradition of tolerance. Most have settled in the downtown area or in trendy neighborhoods like Valerie Orsoni's.
Avant, ici, c'était couvert de tentes et c'est un énorme trafic de drogue et de vélos volés.
The Frenchwoman and her neighbors had to have a demonstration in order to transform the sidewalk.
Comme vous pouvez le voir ici, on s'est cotisé pour payer des bacs à fleurs qu'on a installés ici, mobilier urbain, pour empêcher l'installation de tentes qui entraînent, comme vous le savez, le trafic de drogue et toute une criminalité qu'on souhaite éviter.
Today, the homeless have deserted her sidewalk. The problem has moved to the next street.
Oh, il y a pas mal de policiers, bon, on va y aller, on va y aller.
Two police officers are evacuating the street.
À Nob Hill, dans les quartiers riches, tout est nettoyé tous les jours. Chez nous, c'est une fois par semaine ou des fois 3 fois. Je me suis battue pour que ma rue, ça soit 3 fois par semaine. Donc je veux qu'on soit traité au même niveau. Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good.
Good. Good.
So what I was asking them is what they need.
Okay.
Because we have services, but I was asking them what they need.
So have you been to like the navigation center? What's your name, by the way?
Eddie.
Eddie. I'm Valerie and Mariam. So have you been to like a navigation center or shelter or something?
We tried it out when it first opened, but it kind of like doesn't work out for me.
It's hard to get a job when you don't have a stable place to live. The navigation center is full of different types of mentality types. There's other people that want to get somewhere in life, but they don't have the resources to get there because we're all mixed up all
So
together.
what you want is to get out of the street?
I don't think I was born to live on the street.
Police officer John has been working on the streets of San Francisco for nearly 20 years and is a little disillusioned.
So between certain hours, they're not allowed to lay down or sit on the street, right? Between like 7 a.m. and 11 p.m., there's laws, but there's the spirit of the law and there's the letter of the law. Letter law says they're not allowed to sit there. Spirit of law, we try and work around that and try and see what they need, because that's what we do. And, you know, it's life in the big city. It is just nonstop, to be honest.
Today, the evacuation happens calmly. This is not always the case in San Francisco. On the internet, there are dozens of videos of homeless being evacuated by force.
He ain't doing that for you to be manhandling him.
Excuse me, can you back up? Back up? Back up.
In this video filmed a few days earlier in the same area in the Mission District, we can see municipal employees without hesitation getting rid of the belongings of a homeless woman while the police are handcuffing her. We showed these images to the police officer.
Whoever filmed this, they're filming a small portion of it. They're not showing the initial contact. And a lot of these videos, especially anti-police videos, never show the initial contact. If you notice, it's always midstream. So what they always do is they wait till there's a use of force and there's something that justified that. You know, this guy is, I don't think he's ever used his baton either. I've never used my baton, never used my mace, because we're both grapplers. We're like wrestlers. So that's, I mean, if anything, we just hold people, you know? But neither one of us ever batoned or maced anybody.
We found the author of this video. Her association is based in Tenderloin, where the misery of the San Francisco streets is concentrated, only a few blocks away from Twitch's premises. Kelly Cutler is an activist with the Homeless Defense Association.
You know, I paid $5 million for my apartment, and I shouldn't have to see poor people. I want my block cleared, okay? That's what they say. I want my block cleared. They write to the mayor. They call the police. They call the police a lot, okay? But then people don't just disappear. So oftentimes, they'll just go to the next block, because there's nowhere to go.
San Francisco is considered the most unequal city in the United States, ahead of New York or Miami. Yet, the region alone is worth $720 billion GDP. It's the 12th largest economy in the world.